Beyonce has achieved enlightenment. She is an ascended master or one of those figures that we would identify as being spiritually in tune. Beyonce did that and she's trying to teach us how to do it. And I'm going to share with you why I think that. So, welcome to my channel. I'm Malcolm Mazel with Decolonizing the Divine. I'm the author of this book where I share some ancient wisdom and the energetics behind divine connection. So, this book will be in the description for you to take a look at. So I'm trying to get to something a little bit more fun today. And ironically, uh, I was watching some videos. I was listening to some music, and then the interlude from Beyonce's Renaissance tour, the Anointed interlude, popped up, and it brought back like so much. So if you didn't know, I achieved enlightenment. I did the thing. Like I'm energetically up there. I'm up there, and so is Beyonce. So when it popped up, I got um just so many like reminders of like all the things that I've been through and accomplished to get where I am and how to become what some would identify as a spiritual master. So I went to the Renaissance concert, and I think this was in November of 2023. I went to the one in New Orleans, and I absolutely loved it. Now, I had not yet achieved enlightenment at the time, but I was like still in that range. I understood what she was putting out, basically. Like, I was like, Beyonce, I see you, girl. I see what's going on. But I had not yet achieved enlightenment. I had my crossover experience. Um, it was April 9th. It was after the lunar eclipse of last year. I'm almost approaching my 1 year anniversary of achieving ascension, or some identify it culturally as a kundalini awakening. Some of y'all may recognize it as what people associate Jesus with, enlightenment or whatever, right? He did the thing. And most spiritual texts, they're trying to teach you how to do the thing. They're not for you to like be just regurgitating words all the time. They're trying to teach you how to achieve enlightenment, right? But a lot of us have been programmed how to do this from a colonial mind frame, which is why I wrote this book to give us a more authentic and ancestral understanding of what that looks like, or what's going on an energetic level. So, anyways, so yeah, so it was a few months after I went to that concert, and then like the following year, that's when I had like my enlightenment. So how do I know Beyonce is quote unquote anointed? So I remember seeing this at her concert, right? And if you know me, you understand my channel, and you understand the message that I have, that Black women are naturally divine and we carry ancient divine energy and wisdom. Um, Beyonce is trying to demonstrate to you what was particularly in that concert, in those visuals. She's trying to give you a visible and visual representation of what enlightenment looks like, right? What's happening on an energetic level, how you become an enlightened being. Um, and it's hard to give visual representations of that because the spiritual stuff is mostly things we cannot see. It's things that we experience. And seeing this and seeing her like in her anointed glory, right? So um basically being anointed or being, enlightened. That's what that is. It's basically you have achieved a stage of enlightenment when you and God's energy is basically together. Everybody has this within them, right? But a lot of people don't know how to go about putting their energy on the same level as to where God's is. And what I love so much about this is how this is her transition into church girl, right? And what Beyonce is trying to tell y'all, that you have a natural connection to God, And this is occurring whether or not you are involved in the church, right? And she's trying to tell you how to get free. Ironically, if you really want to achieve ascension, you're going to have to liberate yourself from respectability politics. You have to liberate yourself with church doctrine, oppressive thinking, all of that stuff, right, influences your ability to be able to ascend. And we're not doing it because we're operating from what these folks have fed us over the centuries. We're operating from a colonial mind frame and understanding of divine connection. And we're operating from a patriarchal understanding of divine connection, right? To women, okay, naturally carry this energy. So she's trying to teach you basically how to get anointed. She's doing this through her music, and because it's not gospel, right? A lot of people would associate it that with that, but she's actually trying to. So if you think about her song with Big Frida, where she's like, release the anger, release the worries, release the stress, release the job, release all that BS. That's how you achieve enlightenment. Enlightenment is basically understanding energy clearing, right? And you clearing all this stuff out of your energy. And a lot of people, they're like, oh, she's telling us to quit our jobs. We ain't celebrities. When you put your energetic situation, or you only understand the physical 3D things, right? 3D means like this physical plane. You're not going to understand how to get to a position to where you can liberate yourself from that stuff, right? Uh, Nobody's telling you to be reckless and to be living out on the street. Nobody's telling you to do that. We're trying to teach you how to put yourself in energetic alignment to receive what it is that you want. Some people call it manifesting, whatever you want to call it. It's energy clearing. And so with Black people, what has happened with us is we have been disconnected from our ancient understanding of spirituality. We have been disconnected from our ancestors. We're not disconnected, but we've been disconnected on how to connect with our ancestors. We've been told to demonize it. Black people and Black people in the diaspora basically are the only people who have been programmed to not associate with their ancestors and to be disconnected or like demonize it or something like that. The only group of people, and it's on purpose, and it's by design. You'll probably hear me singing it a lot if you watch my channel. But in her, I'm going to try and tag some videos that show it because I don't want to get copyrighted or get a flag or whatever. This is a fairly new channel, so I'm going to try and plug some videos in that you can see like what's happening, right? And how she's quote unquote anointed. And so that's what it is. So when I achieved enlightenment or when I got anointed, it's a very free and expansive feeling. You feel like your energy is just bursted out, like you feel completely uncontained, right? You feel light, you feel liberated. Um, some people may identify that as an earth angel or whatever. Your energy is like just so open, free, and airy, right? That's what it feels like when you achieve enlightenment. But that's just the beginning, right? Like all these things have to progress and take time for them to happen. So, like once my energy was clear and I was like, I knew I had like did the thing, because it took a few days for me to like grasp what was going on. And I was like, what I done did. Um, but you just open you are so expansive now, and you can just navigate and move throughout things so much easier. And so well, people be like, how Beyonce can do this, that, and the other, baby. Beyonce, this is how I'm telling you how I know. Beyonce's energy is up there, right? And you get this if you listen to her album from the Lion King soundtrack. You hear how she's, connected with her ancestors. You hear how she understands the connection with the water and the elements. You hear how she's connected with God. All these things are working in tandem with each other. This is how you become an enlightened being. When you understand that everything is connected, you understand energy, you understand how it works, and you release those destructive and oppressive programmings from your mentality, that's when you will start to move towards the path of enlightenment. Right? Now let's look at this picture. And so again, I'm going to try and post. It's so much more beautiful when you're watching the video, but again, like I'm not trying to get copyright right. She's laying on water. She's in space. She's in the clouds. All this, the energy is beaming like into her womb center again, because women are the creators of life, right? That's God beaming into her, like, and put that energy, right? That energetic frequency is being, she's being anointed with that. This is probably like one of the better visual representations that I was able to find that kind of sort of demonstrates what this is. And I resonate with it because I was like, that's what happened with me. Like my energy, I got anointed with that God energy, like with that God frequency. I call it tethering. Like you're tethering your energy to God, and you're syncing your energy with God's, basically, is what I call it. If you ever watched Avatar movies, you know how they take their little thing, it got like the little squiggly lines, and they tether it to the tree. You're syncing your energy, right? You're syncing your energy with God's, basically, or with the life force, or whatever, because all cultures have a different name for it, right? But you're syncing your energy with the divine. And so when these beams came and they like did the little intricacy work on her body, and like you can see her body getting lit up with like the energy of God, basically, with the divine. I'm going to try and link that video. That's the best representation I've been able to see, and that's basically what happens, right? When you start to understand your energy and you tap into your energy stronger, you reach a point where, and you do the energy work, right? Because there's processes to this. And again, this is why you should decolonize, right? When you do the energy work, because the energy work is the stuff that has been demonized, right? You understand how to work with energy, you understand how to use it to your benefit, and you understand how to liberate yourself. That's the stuff that's been demonized. Anyways, so if you go find like anointed videos, like anointed Beyonce, and you'll see it's like that's the best visual representation I've been able to find when you achieve a level of divinity, like you have access to your divine energy. And like I said, we all have access to it, but in order for us to clear our energy, we have to release certain things from our body, from our energetic system, and we have to understand how energy works and how God works. Okay, we've been disconnected from that, and our ancient ancestors knew and understood what that was, right? So, yeah, she's trying to teach you how to do that, like basically in the Renaissance album, right? You see confidence is a big part of that, how she's feeling herself. um you see how she's like basically, and how like in Church Girl, she's getting free in her body, right? Of course, like a lot of church people was mad about that, but that's, you have to free up your body, right? You're freeing up your body. She's in her divine energy, right? Her divine feminine energy. Okay, she understands like what she has access to as a woman, and she understands how that has been suppressed. And so without directly saying it, this is what she's communicating to you, like, you've been suppressed, nothing is wrong with you, this is natural, right? You need to free yourself, you need to liberate yourself, release the anger, release the all the other stuff, release the job, um, get in your confidence, get back in your energy, get back on your high horse. She's taking you through the processes, but she's not saying it directly, right? In this last Renaissance album that she did. And I'm hoping I can go to the Cowboy Carter concert, but I don't know. I'm hoping and wishing, but I'm so glad I got to see this live and just see this beautiful visual representation of Black women getting back anointed. Getting back anointed. Getting back into your divinity, getting back into your angelic being, getting back into your natural state of existing and energy. She's trying to show you how to do it. And it's hard trying to communicate this stuff, right? It's hard trying to communicate to be, especially you have been indoctrinated with religion and disconnected from your ancestral wisdom and your ancestral practices. It's hard. It's hard trying to communicate these things to people who, one, don't want to hear it anyway, or they don't understand it. And it's not something that's really easy to communicate. I had the hardest time trying to tell people like, yo, the water been coming to me in my dreams. She's let me know she is there, honey. I'm like, I don't know. At first I was like, did I do something? Like, what's going on? But no, baby, it's like you tapped in, you're connected, and you just start to develop these strong relationships. I love going to the water now, and I'll be talking to her. Like I don't care. Like I go talk to the water. It's like once you understand all of this stuff is connected, you will stop like treating it like it's just like some obsolete thing, and you understand that everything is alive and everything is divine, and everything is connected to help you and help each other. Like that's the basis of all of this. So, yeah. Um, so this is why Beyonce is able to be so efficient, and not to say, of course, other people are efficient and can be successful. Like a lot of people are, obviously. Like we have a lot of oppressive structures and systems in place that allow a lot of wicked people to be in certain places of authority. But you see, she's able to do it from a more consciousness position. She's able to do it from a more enlightened place. She's able to do it from just from a more liberated standpoint. That's what we're heading into. This is the era. Beyonce is trying to get y'all ready. She's trying to prepare you for what's happening. All that other stuff is getting left behind, right? And again, it's not going to be an overnight thing. It's going to take some time, but that is the trajectory we are heading towards. For the people who are more focused on operating within their authenticity, operating within their light, they are going to be the ones. They're going to be the way showers, basically, or the ones that are showing society like this is how we doing it now. This is how we moving forward. This is how we are progressing. Amazing, right? Beautiful. Anyways, so again, I talk about more of these things in my book, Decolonizing the Divine, and this book is like a mini textbook. Okay, don't get overwhelmed. I promise you, it's just I'm trying my best to help you understand energetics. You understanding yourself, you understanding energy, you understanding a little bit of the science behind divine connection, right? Spiritual texts were written for a certain population of people, and they were written with the verbiage and the communication that they had at the time. They probably weren't able to explain to you about quantum physics during that time period. They probably knew about it, right? But the verbiage probably wasn't there, right? They probably weren't able to explain to you in the best terminology about. I'm going through. I have a glossary in here as well to help you understand the terminology, right? Um, they weren't able to tell you like your heart center was like your biggest like auric center within your body. Like your heart literally radiates like out. This is your God's. Well, all of you is God, but this is how like God communicates with you and through you. It's through your heart, right? They probably didn't have that terminology at the time. That's why, they say, oh, love everybody and all those things. It's the energetic state of being that they're trying to get you to stay in. That's how you stay in your progression towards enlightenment, right? But understanding your power and your energy is what has been demonized. So, anyways, please feel free to grab my book. I have a upcoming workshop called Reawakening Your Ancient Divine Energy. It's for Black women looking to understand the energy that they carry and how to use it to liberate themselves, and to change your life and to get your anointing. Okay. Yes, 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 yes. So check out the book. Um, I have visual aids in here. I have charts and graphs. Not charts, but I do have some visuals in here to kind of help you get a better sense of like what I'm talking about. Like this one is I'm taking you through the stages of spiritual awakening, and I probably will do a video on this as well. But just go ahead and grab the book so you'll have everything like at your fingertips. Okay, so thank you again, Mademoiselle, and thank you, Beyonce. I hope you, girl. I hope you see us. Me and Beyonce have the same human design, by the way. So me and Beyonce got the same human design. We're manifesting generators. So Beyonce, girl, I see you. Twin. Anyway, see y'all later. Thank you for watching.